What's up? I'm Jacob, and this is A Better Impact. Composting is something that I'm very passionate about. In terms of having a better impact on the environment, composting is one of the most important things that you can do as an individual. And here on this channel, I'd like to let you all know that this is something that everyone can do in almost any living situation. I compost here in this apartment, so that means that anyone can really do it. Composting is something that can become very easy and very second nature once you know all the rules. I'm going to show you a few tips to make your home compost successful. So let's dive right in. We have the receipts on receipts. Our first tip is don't put these in your compost. Unfortunately, receipts are not compostable. They're actually made of what's called thermal paper. And thermal paper actually contains plastic, which can be harmful to your home compost. It may make sense to put paper products into your compost, which is true. You do want to put some paper products into there, but this is not one of them. Like, it feels like it's soft paper. It feels like it would probably go into your compost, but that is a very big mistake, and you shouldn't do it. Receipts are a mixture of plastic and paper, and for that reason, you shouldn't put them in your home compost. This is a very deceptive thing, and it's a very common misconception that you can put these in your compost. So don't do it. Unfortunately, these have to go in the trash because they're not recyclable either. Now, there may be some sort of receipt paper out there that is compostable, but for the most part, when you're at, I don't know, a restaurant or a retail store, it's gonna be printed on this thermal paper, which is a no-go for your compost. Composting is great for food waste, but it's not for all food waste. And we're talking about meat. While meat is compostable, it can be broken down, it's actually not super great for your home compost. Meat can bring pests. So as meat breaks down and you maybe keep this out maybe in the garden or outside, it can draw a lot of pests to your compost bin. Also, meat can cause a lot of unwanted bacteria to grow in your compost. And again, it's not super harmful. It's not like the worst, but it isn't great for a home compost situation. Also, if you put meat into your home compost, it can end up smelling really bad. So as meat breaks down, obviously it releases certain odors. So you really want to avoid putting meat into your home compost. So if you do eat meat, make sure you finish all that bacon. Our next tip has to do with paper towels. Now, paper towels are compostable, but if you used your paper towel with a harmful chemical such as Windex or any other like heavy-duty cleaner, you want to avoid putting that into your home compost for, I guess, obvious reasons. Can compost paper towels, just make sure you didn't use them in conjunction with any harmful chemicals. Good thing to remember is if it's toxic to you, it's toxic to your compost. Produce is one of the most common things people put into their compost, especially banana peels. But if you use your produce and if you eat produce, you want to remember to take off the sticker. Always, always, always remove the sticker before putting it into your compost. It's a no-brainer that cardboard goes into your home compost. That's an easy one, right? But what you should always remember is to remove any tape that you have. So always remove the tape. You also want to remember to remove any shipping labels, which are also made of thermal paper, which can't go into your compost. And you want to also be mindful of any staples that are in the cardboard that is shipped to you. Other than that, cardboard is good to go. Just make sure you're taking off the tape. It's kind of a hard thing it can be overlooked very easily, but make sure you remember to take off everything before putting your browns into your compost. And our last tip for you to remember to make your compost successful is to remember to be patient. Composting doesn't happen overnight. Your scraps aren't going to break down and turn into dirt right away. So make sure you're being patient with your compost. Oh, and remember not to overload it. So because this is a process that takes a while, you have to remember not to overload your compost, and you have to remember to be patient with your worms that are breaking down your scraps. So those were a few things to remember when home composting. Now, we're not sponsored by anyone, and we're not monetized. So if you want to support us, you can actually grab stickers like this from our Etsy shop, which we'll link in the description. But we offer things like this sticker. This is also, you can put this on your compost bin. And we also offer it in magnet form, so you can put it right there on your fridge so you can remember what to put in your compost and also what not to put in your compost. Thanks for listening to me talk about composting. I'll see you next time. See you later.